Sets or 2 CDs. Here's how to order. Call this toll-free number now for Instrumental Legends. Cassettes $19.98, CDs $26.98 plus $4.95 shipping. Have your credit card ready and call now.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
Well, Chicago is one for the record books. Take a look at the lakefront here, digging out from upwards of 22 inches of snow, 21.6 officially at O'Hare, and it's just going to be on the ground a while, folks. Safe to say, bitter cold air, wind chill values getting down below zero much of the day today. Please take it easy, and the slow process of cleaning up has begun. Use caution on the roadway. Speaking of using caution, you may want to stay behind a plow or a salting type of plow the next couple of days in the Albany area. It is slick. We've had freezing rain now in the last hour, mixing with sleet. Earlier had some snow and sleet. Anywhere south of Albany, it has turned over primarily to a freezing rain situation. That colder air, that cold, dense air trapped in the valley. So use caution. And unfortunately, that New York State Thruway is in the valley south of Albany, moving on down towards the Kingston area. Hopefully, south of Kingston, you should be in okay shape, meaning it's 33 or above there. Let's show you what's happened as far as the snowfall goes. We'll get to the New York City-Albany corridor momentarily. Snowfall just prodigious. I haven't used that word in a while. Upwards of a couple of feet of snow in the Chicagoland, and you can see also in Michigan, also northern Indiana. We've had reports, incidentally, of upwards of drifts as high as 8 feet. 8 feet drifts in some areas around northwest and northeastern areas of Indiana. The actual numbers here, Chicago, O'Hare, we rounded up 21.6 officially, Midway 18 at least, South Bend at 16, Peoria 16. You folks coming back up from Jacksonville's Gator Bowl there towards the Notre Dame campus, you're going to run into a wall of winter, folks. Detroit, a foot of snow. Madison, Wisconsin, 10 inches. I'm sure all you Wisconsin Badgers are still out there reveling in Southern Cal, if you know it's good for you. Well, there's your low pressure area. It's now pulling in that very cold northwest wind. We talked about those wind chills getting ghastly low. Watch it in Chicago, watch it in Milwaukee. There's no warm air in sight. Radar at this hour for Chicago and Milwaukee and Madison, good news. Now it's all the effect of this actual wind blowing over the lakefront now, and it looks like the folks taking it on the chin would be around, say, Grand Rapids and on up towards Pellston and Traverse City, and it's going to get into the lower lakes as early as tonight. The big concern in the Midwest now is a bitter cold air, 7 below in Fargo, 2 above in Des Moines. How does it feel? 43 below now in the capital, the Hawkeye State, 48 below in Fargo. Wind chill values of 13 below. Do not look for much improvement in the Chicagoland area. Big picture on the satellite vantage point now showing the low center about in here. Frontal zone is cutting its way east of New York City at this hour. There's another low taking over, and that's pushing the warm air up. Temperatures are pushing 40 in Boston as they are holding in the high 20s around Worcester, Mass. And we have the orange depicting the areas of freezing rain, and that would include many areas on the Mass Pike west of about 128, also in the Albany area. And once you know it, in the thick of things, literally in the thick of an ice storm, is Mike Seidel in the Capital District. And Mike, what is coming down on top of you at this hour?
Bill, we're still getting the freezing rain and a windswept freezing rain for the past hour or so. In fact, we had no wind all morning with a lot of sleet, and then all of a sudden the wind just picked up, and the temperatures continue to really amaze me. We started off at around 10 degrees this morning. Now the airport south of town now reporting 34 degrees. 34 degrees, but here where we are in town under the egg, the big outdoor area at the Empire State Plaza, we're still below freezing because we're still getting ice forming on all the vehicles and all the trees and bushes. So we may sneak up above freezing here in town, but most of what is falling will be over with in another hour or so, so we're in good shape in that department. However, this quick hour or so of freezing rain has turned everything into a skating rink. The plows are going by. There goes another one down the street out towards the New York State Thruway, scraping the sleet and accumulated ice off the roadway. The best thing you can see out of this picture is the fact that there are very few cars out on the roadways today, Bill, and that is probably the best thing to do. Sit tight, stay home, stay warm before you have to go back into work and school in the morning after the long holiday break, and just wait it out, because if you stay off the roadways, that certainly has cut down, certainly the fewer cars out there have cut down on the accidents. In fact, no major problems reported. As of about a half an hour ago, we had no major power outages, but now that we've had this freezing rain and this wind, the combination of the wind and the ice collecting on the trees, we could very easily have some reports of power outages coming in through the afternoon here in Albany. Better news along the coast, along I-95, it's rainfall. If anything's falling, it's rain with warmer temperatures in the 40s to near 50, New York down to Philly and Washington. But Bill, for the next couple of hours here, it's going to be freezing rain. You may actually see some icicles coming off the old Weather Channel cap.
All right, Mike Seidel, thanks a lot. Again, Mike, in Albany, New York. And Mike, talking about the wind now increasing, that is a function of a deepening coastal low developing around the Jersey Shore area. So that's going to start pulling in more of that northwest wind, and unfortunately there's more freezing rain to be had in a lot of eastern New York. Well, joining me now is our winter weather specialist, Paul Cosin. Paul, you've seen this one time and time again, I'm sure. Any thoughts on this one versus, say, other ones of yesteryear?
Yeah, this one's got a lot more rain than ones of yesteryear. All of a sudden, this major winter storm is turning into what's probably going to be a record rainfall for New York. We've got flash flood warnings that have been issued for the entire New York metropolitan area, and they're reporting as much as 2.3 inches of rain at JFK Airport just in the last 2 hours.
Now, you got to be careful what you wish for. These areas really are in dire need of rainfall, but unfortunately, if you're a traveler, maybe heading out to LaGuardia or on the Turnpike heading over to Newark Airport, best of luck.
Right. I have a feeling that this amount of rain in 2 hours is probably not what they asked for. Those highways and the cold temperatures.
So if you have any interest in adjustable beds, pick up your phone and call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-865-4499. That's 1-800-865-4499. Toll-free 1-800-865-4499.